I'm gonna be honest here. I might be overstepping myself or being a bit conceited or complacent, but I almost felt as though today's session was light. I felt like this session it didn't reach beyond my discomfort region that I talked about last video. I felt comfortable going into this session. Like when I saw those 5 reps on 100 kilos, when I put that weight on my back, I genuinely felt confident. I felt like, yeah, I could do this all day. Like, as soon as I did my first set of 5 reps, I felt poppy. I felt light. I thought, you know what? I can 100% go through this workout. And just seeing all these I developed this preconceived mindset that the Smolov program is just very demanding. It's very excessive on your joints. Like you need a lot of recovery. It's a high frequency volume and in terms of just general squatting, right? So I just came into this believing that I was going to struggle excessively. I'm probably not going to be hitting all my sets and reps. I'm going to be failing, I'm going to get injured and stuff, right? But surprisingly, this session, 7 sets of 5, 100 kilos, initially it felt so daunting, right? But after finishing my prior squat session, which was, I think it was 5 sets of 7 at 95 kilos, I genuinely felt like I was able to perform this session very well. It's almost as if I've overcome that initial barrier, that obstacle, and I felt good going into this new rep scheme of 7 sets of 5, right? Now, this piqued my interest, or this kind of intrigued me because I'm seeing genuine improvement and progression in only 2 weeks, right? Only 2 weeks after I would say like a 2-month break. Sorry, not a 2-month, but like about a month break from squatting, right? And that just surprises me knowing that this large period of just idling, right? It, for some reason, I thought this was going to result into like muscle atrophy, where I'll be losing muscle mass, right? I'll be losing strength ultimately, and I won't be able to maintain that 120 kilo strength initially, right? But for some reason, well, my 8 rep max was 100 kilos, right? I was only able to do 8 reps prior, but for this session, like I felt like I could hit at least 12 reps on 100 kilos. That's how confident I felt. Like I just felt very light on my knees, right? Very light on my feet. Now, the reason why this intrigued me so much is because for some reason, I just don't have that confidence, and I feel the anxiety boiling up when I think about ever attempting 120 kilos, for again like another 1 rep max, right? And I don't know, I'm just not developing that confidence in myself to believe that I'm able to hit a greater 1 rep max. And there's a lot of factors to this. Like the first thing is just the weight feels heavy on my back. Like when I put 130 kilos on my back, it felt very heavy. Like I felt like everything was just pushing me down to the ground. I was not able to like move. I wasn't able to, I was locked up. I was tense the whole time. I couldn't keep a neutral back. There was just so many factors into that, right? And knowing that 120 kilos is only 10 kilos below that, it just kind of, I guess, intimidates me in that sense that I should be hitting those kind of reps. And there's evidence, right? There's pure, hard, like applicable evidence that I am improving, right? In terms of like the vast volume I can endure, right? It's just significantly better than prior, right? But I still just have that, I guess, doubt within me, yeah? So now, I think this kind of doubt can slowly reside itself over time by the implementation of like very heavy squat holds, right? Now, although I said 130 kilos felt heavy, In today's session, I attempted a 140 kilo hold, and surprisingly, this felt lighter than the 130 kilos from 2 days ago. For some reason, I don't know why, but I guess I'm just getting used to this, to that, I guess, excessive load on my back, right? I'm getting used to that feeling, which is very great, right? So just right here, this was the 140 kilo hold. On the left, the weights were falling to the side a bit, probably because I didn't have that control under the bar. But so that's why I'm considering investing in like these the collars, right? So the Olympic bar collars. But yeah, aside from that, yeah, I just feel like these squats, right? These heavy holds are just like the essence or the fundamental in overcoming that mental barrier that is your fear of your 1 rep max, right? And as soon as I did that 140 kilo hold, this is 40 kilos heavier than 100. And when I was doing that 100 kilo reps, that shit felt light. And wow, I just felt like I could stand all day with 100 kilos. Like, it was to the point where I have already overcome that initial obstacle of having a heavy load on your back. There's that shock factor of having a heavy load on your back, right? And since I've already overcome that with a beyond heavier weight, right? Immediately, all I need to worry about is just the descent, right? Just the eccentric of that movement of the squat and just going down and squatting it up. And at that point, since you've already overcome that initial shock of having that weight on your back, you can just go down very, very smoothly and elegantly, right? And you just go down and you squat right up. And that was the kind of confidence that just facilitated, I guess, or like reinforced that mental mindset that allowed me to just hit those 100 kilos consecutively without even like pausing at all until my new final reps, right? And yeah, I just felt so confident. And using my experience from the my last squat session, which was 95 kilos, 5 sets of 7, I held the 130 kilo hold, and that also helped significantly, right? And I don't know, there's just this one moment in my life where I'm just worried that eventually these holds are going to be ineffective. My body's going to adapt to those heavy loads, and I'm simply just not going to be able to lift the lighter weights, right? That's just an anxiety I have with this progression, or just like, it's almost a fear of how effective this hold is, right? It just seems so simple that you just need to hold a heavy weight, and yet you're able to just completely dominate, like mentally, the weight of the bar, right? So yeah, and that was just the biggest thing that was like, I guess, that influenced my mind this whole workout session, right? And I guess, speaking on that, I've been thinking of, or just like, how much am I going to progress with the Smolov program, right? It's said that you can add like supposedly 100 pounds, so around 45 kilos of pure mass onto your squat, your 1 rep max, in that 12 weeks of the Smolov program, right? And that seems pretty shocking, right? It seems like such a large load in such a short period of time. And is your body really able to adapt, or are you just overloading your body and increasing the risks of injuries, right? So it's more like, is this progression too fast for your body to adapt to or handle, right? And yeah, just thinking about that, I initially had some doubt of how rapid that progression is. I just simply can't comprehend how I could go from 120 kilos all the way to like a 160 squat in only 3 months, right? That's like exponential progression, and that probably takes people 3 years to get to at like the elite level, right? And I'm wondering, like, am I overestimating my genetic potential, right? So my weight right now is about 63 kilos. Is that even enough to really show like beyond 20 kilo progression in 3 months, right? Like, is it physically possible for my body to handle 160 kilos on my back, right? And I've just been thinking about that for a while. So yeah, but like just seeing from how I feel with this weight in this first week of the workout, like I hear from a lot of like reviews from the Smolov. They say like, oh, like the 7 sets of 5 is completely grueling and it kills you because there's so much volume, and like this will be the very day where you're just going to it's going to hit you hard, right? And yet, why do I feel like this almost feels like a normal workout for me? I just feel like I'm able to hit those reps. Like, I don't want to like jinx myself, but almost as if it doesn't hold the same, I hold the same expectations as what the smaller program demands of the body. So yeah. And I know there's going to be a 5 kilo increase every single week to as like a linear progression. They did say that if it felt light, then go for a 10 kilo increase. I'm going to be a bit safe and hold it off for that and just keep it at a 5 kilo increase per week, because yeah, it's just like the safety issue of doing it at home. You know, those safety pins right there, like very small. If I have to bail the weight, I'm going to be dropping these metal plates on concrete, right? So yeah, those are my biggest concerns. So I'm probably going to keep the progression very straightforward, just 5 kilos a week, and keep it at that. Anyway, I'll finish it off here and I'll see you guys later.